Albany Med and its nurses, they have been trying to reach an agreement for a new contract for months now.
Bargaining began back in April, and since that time, nurses have been holding rallies calling for safer staffing levels, which they say is one of the biggest issues. The nurses have been working without a contract since early August when that contract expired. But just recently, Albany Med put forward what they said was their best and final offer.
And tonight, we are hearing from nurses who actually oppose the contract, and they are not at the bargaining table. Up until this point, the union has only provided interviews with nurses who are part of the negotiations. Now we're hearing from some other nurses. Tessa Bentulin, live outside the hospital with these very important details. Tessa.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Rachel. Last week, we heard from nurses provided by Albany Med, 13 of them who are in favor of this contract. And tonight, we're hearing from the nurses union, and they provided us with 4 nurses who don't like this contract. And 2 of those 4 nurses we speak to tonight wanted to remain anonymous.
Is the reason you want to remain anonymous is because you fear retaliation?
Yes, despite the fact that I shouldn't, and it isn't legal for them to retaliate. They've proven that they don't care about that.
This nurse has worked at Albany Med for 18 years. She says she's seen many ups and downs. And so has another nurse who's only been employed for a little over a year.
What have you noticed has changed?
There's a lot of hostility by the hospital.
It's something that Albany Med doesn't really want us to talk about in work. They're trying to hide it under the rug, it feels, all the problems that are happening.
Albany Med's CEO says the current contract proposal is a good one. It addresses concerns nurses have. Better wages starting at $37.50, better recruitment and retention, and remaining an open union shop.
Instead, the union made another choice. It was not the choice of our nurses, who told us they wanted Albany Med's contract proposal to go forward for a vote.
The nurses union insists they need more. In a new statement, the union writes, quote, "Nurses work hard to take care of our community, providing the best care possible while understaffed and underappreciated by hospital management." Even with a proposed pay increase, Laura Millard, a medical ICU nurse, says it's not enough to cover inflation.
I already can't afford that as a single parent. I have a per diem job I have to go to after this interview in order to supplement my income because of how poorly I'm paid here. I stay because I love my job and I love my unit and I love my patients.
Albany Medical Center did provide us a statement for this story. It says in part, quote, "Our proposal is a clear demonstration that we have been listening to our nurses all along. We are safely staffed. The proposal respects our ongoing commitment to quality care and the unanimously approved staffing plans made by our clinical staffing community. The pay increases we are offering are generous, competitive, and will allow us to grow our team even more," end quote. And Rachel and Steve, just minutes ago, I received a copy of this letter that was sent to Albany Med and NYSA, the nurses union here. And those letters were sent by Assembly Member Pat Fahey, John McDonald, another Assembly Member, Senator Neil Breslin, and from the Albany Mayor, Kathy Sheehan. In that letter, it says both parties need to put their differences aside. They need to come to an agreement. I'm going to read the first paragraph here. It says, "As we approach the new year, we write with concern regarding the ongoing contract negotiations and respectfully urge all parties to come to a resolution. We urge NYSA, the New York State Nurses Association, to thoroughly consider the proposal on the table and to expeditiously resolve matters at hand." We're going to have more details from this letter coming up live at 6 on News Channel 13. But for now, reporting live outside Albany Med for News Channel 13, I'm Tessa Bentulin. Rachel and Steve.
Well, the hospital nurses, they've been fighting over this for months now, and this close to Christmas, it's probably not going to get resolved until after the new year at this point.
Tessa, thank you for that breaking update.